Okay, so I believe we are live. Once we get a few more people, we will start some announcements. Any issues that you see in the stream, or anything that you would like me to point out, or any questions you have, you can leave them in the comments. So yeah, we got above 10 people watching. Hopefully going to be a bit more in the next few minutes, but either way, I'm gonna leave timestamps anyway, hopefully in the stream, so people who want to watch later can do it conveniently. So I'm not gonna ramble on too much. Whoever is in the league knows that we are starting very, very soon, as does every league. We are heading to the 5th season now, and with the 5th season we have 5 admins now in the team. Consisting of myself, Khaled Grist, who was obviously the head steward last season, people who remember him. He will also be racing in F1. You'll get to know the car he will be racing and his teammate in a few minutes. Alongside Khaled in the stewards will be Chill Drive, who was racing and will be racing in F2 this season. And we've also got 2 more new stewards or coordinators, as Warlock Minier will be both a steward assistant and F3 coordinator. So he'll be helping Robin 8F, who's another new admin. All these people racing in F2, Robin, Warlock and Chill Drive. Quite front runners, if I do say so myself, these 3 in F2. So I would say to keep an eye out on them for the title. We'll also be announcing who the commentators will be for each tier, as yeah, we weren't the most consistent league on streams and race commentaries last season, so we'll be looking to, you know, keep improving that. And we've got 2 very good commentators in Formula 1 this season. We have got Owen Wyatt, who will be joining the Badgerman, as he's known in Twitter. You can look him up. His PSN is Exogenesist, I believe, and he will be actually racing in F3, I believe. So yeah, double duties for a lot of people actually, as Bad Boy will also be racing and commentating F2 and F3 respectively. So yeah, quite exciting, but also quite tiring commentating, and yeah, then racing the next day in F1. So Bad Boy will also have some double duties. But as we said, Owen and Badgerman commentating F1, very exciting. We welcome them very warmly for their first season now. So yeah, let's see how things go. Hopefully the drivers help them to put on a good show and an entertaining one for the viewers, as I would like to welcome a stonking 26 viewers. I don't think we've ever had that many in an ERL stream. But as you can see on the background, we've got the Mercedes, obviously the reigning constructors champion in real life, and we'll be going through the car selections in a minute after I announce the F3 commentators as well, and some more stuff about the league, because we do obviously have the same website, but it is updated as we do improve it every year to make it more convenient for you guys. Last season we tried the forums on the Wix, and they didn't quite work out. They were quite slow, and some of you didn't like it, obviously, so we scrapped that. We went back to the old basic layout, and yeah, hopefully this time it's a bit more simple and quicker on every device. So yeah, the website link will be in the description. Is www.europeanracingleague.org. So yeah, you can check that out. It is a quite nice website. It's got some new things, most importantly. It's got a new gallery on the homepage. It's got a couple of new rules, which you can obviously read. You don't have to read the whole rules, as I'm sure no one does that, to be honest. But yeah, let's get to the juicy stuff. I think most people who tune in will want that, and we don't all have all the evening in the world. So we're gonna kick off things with the F1 placements, and gonna read you through all the 27 names that are in F1. Obviously 20 full drivers and 7 reserves. We've got quite a lot this season, but yeah, we think pretty much all 20 full drivers will be consistently attending the races, as every league hopes for. But let's get into it. So in the Mercedes in F1, we'll be lining up SOR Lakitu and Bad Boy. Bad Boy obviously promoted from the F2 runner-up to an F1 Mercedes driver, alongside Lakitu, who finished I believe 4th in the F1 standings last season. So quite a strong pair there, and they're both very consistent in attending races. So I think there will be quite a strong pair in the constructors, let's just say, but we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, so Mercedes SOR Lakitu, I'm not gonna read the full name because I obviously don't know if he wants that, and Bad Boy 036875-1. Then in the Scuderia Ferrari, let me get my pad, there we go, beautiful Ferrari car, if I'm biased myself, because in the Ferrari, VGIA Michael will be running up, the reigning world champion and the guy behind the mic right now, and SOR Alonso 25, a newcomer in F1, and he will be pairing up with the reigning champion in the Ferrari. So that will be quite interesting again to watch out how that one pairs out. But yeah, as we know, F1 is full of quick drivers, so SOR Alonso is no randomer to any of the F1 drivers. He's well known in the F1 community, and hopefully he will do well in his first season, in his rookie season. So far we've got SOR Lakitu and Bad Boy in the Mercedes, myself, VGI Michael, and SOR Alonso in the Ferrari. Swiftly moving on to the Red Bull now, which also did quite well in the hands of Odoms, also known as VSR Marquez this season, and VGI Michael last season winning the Constructors' Championship on the Red Bull. So the reigning Constructors' Champion car will be driven by VSR Marquez and his fellow VSR racer, VSR Francis. So another very strong pairing, if I do say so myself. Very quick drivers, always on the top of the pile in the standings and stuff like that. So I think they can rack up a lot of points as well. So yeah, VSR Marquez and another VSR driver by the name of Francis in the other Red Bull. And then we actually have the Renault. So let me scroll a bit further back now, as we do have the F1 2018 constructors order, let's say. So Renault obviously 4th. Let me just take a look at the comments. Oh. Oh, no comments. Okay, so yeah, as I said, if you got any questions or if you wanna I don't know, ask anything or say anything, you can always leave it in the comments. It's fine, I'll read that in a second. So yeah, moving on to Renault, we've got Stocky 2790 and TR_button 71, 2 rookie drivers pairing up in the Renault car. Obviously a car with a lot of history, both in ERL and in real life. Obviously a lot of championships on the back of that Renault, and we'll see if Stocky and TR Button can live up to that heritage and bring a lot of points in the Renault team. We'll find out very shortly, actually in 5 days, We have got the evaluation races, as yeah, just like to point that out in the middle of the car selections, which is amazing. So 15th of September is obviously the F1 evaluation race. The 14th will be the F2 and F3 respectively. And then obviously we've got 22nd of September pre-season testing. Not many leagues do that, but we will yeah, do that for another consecutive season to obviously test out the game before the season starts for one last time. So yeah, let's just move on to the next car now. It's going to be Force India, or Racing Point Force India, as it was renamed, heading to the Belgian GP. It will be driven by ZR Mercedes and Alice Killer, another very strong pairing. ZR Mercedes, I believe, finishing 6th, if I'm correct, in the F1 standings. It was definitely inside the top 10 and with a lot of points. I don't think he racked up a win though, but he had a lot of podiums for sure. And Alice Killer, obviously the F2 champion, so as I said, very strong pairing, especially ZR Mercedes. We do know he has the pace, and he was in F1 last season as well. And Alice Killer making the cut quite easily, actually, as he got the championship over and done with before the last race of the season. Then we will go to the Toro Rosso car, as we've got 30 viewers. It's the one day that we have record-breaking numbers on this channel, and it's the one day that my throat hurts. So it's not the easiest job for me, but I hope you guys are enjoying this and it's useful. It's only car selections and stuff like that, so it can't go that wrong, can it? In the Toro Rosso then, we've got Kalle Crest, F1 driver from a lot of seasons. I believe season 3 he won the championship in F2, and then in season 4 he straight joined to F1 and he made quite a good impression, if I do say so myself, finishing runner-up in the F1 standings. And he will be paired by another rookie. We've got a lot of rookies this year in Formula 1, a lot of quick drivers coming in. It's going to be Renner _7. Yeah, another very quick driver. I think he's one of the quickest actually in F1, looking from his time trial times in tracks like Australia, because yeah, obviously that's where we look for drivers, the Australian Grand Prix. So if you want to join, then obviously hit me up with your Australia TT time and I'll put you in a tier, although all the tiers are full. So yeah, Renner 7 in the Toro Rosso alongside Kalle Crest. And then we move on to the final 4 cars in the McLaren. Let's go to that. The orange car, a little blue in it. It's a very nice car, very nice to drive on multiplayer as well. It's gonna be Bastos _AMB. You may know him as xDanny420. New account for him. He will be racing on that one. Let's go send him a friend request, go at him for the races. So yeah, Danny will be lining up in the McLaren alongside VGIA Harry. So another very strong pair, with VGIA Harry joining in season 4 but leaving mid-season, and now he joins back again. Let's hope he doesn't leave mid-season again. So yeah, nevertheless, it's a very strong and very fast outright pace pair. Especially with Harry in there. He's obviously very quick, top 10, I guess, top 20 in every track, if he really tries in time trial, but in the race as well he's very, very good. So yeah, another pair to watch out for. So far from the top 7 teams I've said and I've announced, I'd say Ferrari, Red Bull, Force India, Toro Rosso and McLaren are all very equal and very close, and you can't count out Mercedes as well, and obviously Renault. But I just don't say Renault because I've never seen Stocky and TR Button race before. I've literally not seen them race at all, so yeah, it's gonna be new to me in the evaluation race. We'll see more into that and who is actually the top guy and who the top team will be. But yeah, moving on to Haas now. Another interesting pair. We have got Bugatti 030629 and Matt 32575. So another kind of rookies. Bugatti raced with us in season 4 and previous seasons. I believe back in season 1 he was actually in ERL, obviously it was called back then, and changed to ERL I believe in season 3. So he raced with us in quite a few seasons, did Bugatti, but left us midpoint quite a lot of times as well. And Matt, obviously a fresh rookie, coming into ERL, and we'll see what he can do. Again, raw pace, these two guys very quick, and I would keep an eye out on them as well, because I think they're going to be consistent and attending races, and that always helps the points go up. So last two teams, Sauber and Williams. In Sauber we have got, let me get that white car up, we have got Slimbo Dude and Alper underscore BAL, so I believe that's his surname, Bal. So Alper Bal and Slimbo Dude in the Sauber, an interesting pairing there. Slimbo Dude, I believe he was in F2 last season, or even F1 actually, so definitely on this game he has got the pace to be in F1, so it was going to be interesting to see what these two can do together in a team, because I know both of these guys are very very quick, a very stable team there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys do in the championship. And moving on to the last team, but not least, is going to be Williams Racing. There we go. So it's going to be Billy and New York signing up very very early as a team, so they get the Williams, and they will be racing alongside. I guess that's good chemistry between them. They are good friends, and they're going to be racing in ERL season 5 as teammates. So Billy and New York, if you didn't know, Billy was racing last season with us in quite a few leagues, both in F2 and F1, and a couple of seasons ago he was champion I believe in F3, and he got promoted to F2 mid-season. So yeah, another interesting pair. It's going to be interesting to see how this good chemistry works out for these guys. So yeah, Williams, another team to look out for. But I'd say my predictions, if I did have any, for the constructors would be definitely watch out for McLaren, Bastos AMB and VGI Harry. Very strong pairing, very quick, outright pace. Toro Rosso, I'd say honestly, Kalek and Renner, I think they will be racking up a lot of points because they are very consistent, always attending races. Malmo also, I'd say Red Bull, VSR Marquez and VSR Francis, another team with two friends, obviously two racers from the same team, from VSR, so I think they'll do quite well. So in my opinion, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, McLaren, and perhaps I want to say Ferrari because I'm in there, I want to do well as well. Mercedes also quite strong, so obviously I'm gonna leave that to you guys because it's so hard for me to pick a prediction right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move swiftly on to F2 now. So for the F2 guys that are tuning in, for the information, we have got 27 drivers as well in F2. I thought we had less, but we've got 7 reserves as well in F2, so that's a lot of numbers, and hopefully we're gonna get 20 drivers in the first race. There's nothing less to aim for in that first race. So in F2, before that, let me just check any comments. I don't actually think there's any comments, you know. I don't know if this is just glitching out, but I don't actually think there's any comments. It says 25 people are watching. Let me just check on my phone. It says 27 people are watching. Oh god, there's a lot of comments. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I don't know why they're not showing up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and read that now. There's a lot of comments. Robin, hello. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Billy. Hello, RJW. Gladiators. A lot of interesting comments here. Hello, Greenwich Beer. I guess that's ERL. ERL. Yee. Hello, Alice here. Yeah, F3 will be last in the stream, Calic. Mike, your throat always hurts. Wow. Watching this on my lunch break at work, okay? So hello, Johnny. I'm gonna miss the F2 announcements as Mike is being slow. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, just read on your phone while talking, Mike. I'm sorry, but the comments don't appear on the PlayStation screen, so I don't want to just ignore your comments, guys. So I was just gonna read them. But yeah, I guess people want to hear the F2 car selections, so let's get straight into that. So in the Mercedes we have got Greenwich BF4 and Jay Hightech, if that's how you pronounce it. So Greenwich Beer very high up in the standings as well. I think he finished third ahead of Tom Killer, and behind his former teammate Bad Boy, who was promoted to F1 obviously this season, as we've already said. So Greenwich Beer, Jay Hightech, Greenwich Beer always attending races, always up there, but not quite the fastest guy last season. So if we can see him improve his outright pace, I think he could be the champion, because obviously he will be fighting for the championship anyway, because he's very consistent and he has got a decent amount of pace nevertheless. So Mercedes pairing looking very strong with Greenwich Beer and Jay Hightech. A new guy, rookie Jay Hightech, good luck to your rookie season. On to Ferrari. The historic team, especially in Formula 2, have got a lot of championships in Formula 2 somehow. We have got Tom Killer again pairing up in a Ferrari, but this time it's going to be with Robin 8F, the admin and the F3 coordinator. So these two again very consistent drivers, drivers that always turn up to races and they will rack up the points. Both one of the quickest in F2 last season, and hopefully for these guys they're quick this season as well, compared to a lot of the rookie drivers that we have this season in F2. So the Ferrari goes to them, Tom Killer and Robin. Good luck to you for your season 5. So Red Bull will be taken by Mitchell F1 and Aaron J. Spencer. So Mitchell was in F2 last season. He didn't quite come to a lot of races because I think some football matches got in the way in the timings of F2. And obviously Aaron was in F3 last season from what I can remember, and he was doing quite well, so he has been promoted to F2. So that is Red Bull done. We are moving on quickly to Renault. And in Renault we have Chill Drive and Johnny R95. An interesting pairing there. Two very unlucky drivers, if I do say so. Chill Drive, I guess, always finishes 4th. I have to say that because everyone knows that. Hopefully he gets some podiums and finally a win in ERL F2, and hopefully he does well. He gets into that top 5, and yeah, we'll see what he can do. It's going to be interesting both for Chill Drive and Johnny, what they can do. I believe Johnny is still racing on his relatively new wheel, and yeah, both of these guys still grinding, still in F2 in that middle tier. And yeah, it's an interesting phase for these guys because last season wasn't the best for them, and yeah, they'll try to make an impression this season. So good luck to the Renault boys as well. Moving on to Force India. I feel like this is way quicker than F1. Rinky Morris in Force India alongside Nigel XO. So 2 F3 drivers from season 4 have been promoted to a Force India seat in F2 for season 5. Rinky, the reigning F3 champion, and Nigel, another very fast guy in F3, getting some podiums and a lot of success, which eventually moved him up into F2, and he got his reward with a Force India seat. So these two will be interesting to watch out for. 2 F3 drivers obviously going into that next step into that F2 category before moving up into F1 hopefully. So let's see what they can do in the Force India. Very nice car, and yeah, hopefully the same success as in F3 comes for them in F2. So moving on to Toro Rosso now. Very nice car, obviously glaring in the main menu anyway. In the Toro Rosso we have got Spaghetti and X Undefined, or as many people know him as KX11. Spaghetti in F2 last season, he did okay in F2, but he didn't turn up to a lot of races. He was inside the top 10 in most races, and he regains his seat in F2 in the Toro Rosso this year. So X Undefined in the other side, he was in F3 I believe last season, and he did a very strong showing in Abu Dhabi. I do remember that, as I didn't have to commentate that, and it was a very nice race, a very nice performance by him, and that's what ultimately got him into F2, let's say. So yeah, these two, another two very strong drivers. I'd say I don't think they will contest for the constructors, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, hopefully they prove us wrong. Next up in the McLaren we have got Maledictis and Joruru NL. So two former F2 drivers in last season, again regaining their seat in F2 in the McLaren this time, both for Maledictis and Joruru, new cars. Maledictis last season in Red Bull I believe, and Joruru, I don't remember what car Joruru was in, but the McLaren, an interesting choice for these guys. And yeah, hopefully they do well. Good luck to you. Moving on to Haas, we have got Warlock Menir and Suomi Pelori. So despite having a very high priority number, Warlock Menir, he's gone for the Haas. So an interesting choice nevertheless, but I've always thought on this game the Haas actually handles like the Ferrari a bit, and it's got the obviously Ferrari engine and the Ferrari sound. So I don't think it's a bad car at the end of the day. Like in the last game, I think the Haas wasn't quite nice on the last game in my opinion. But yeah, Warlock Menir and Suomi Pelori, good luck to these guys. Again, two F2 drivers from last season, and they will be pairing up in the Haas. Next up we've got Sauber and a team with two rookie drivers. We have got LMC Josh and Ray Gunman 12. So two rookie drivers, not much to say about statistics in ERL, but good luck to these guys. Going to be again interesting to see what these two rookie drivers can do, jumping from F3 to F2, as the time trial times looked a bit too quick for F3. So let's see what they can do in the middle tier, if they can impress the admins and the paddock to earn themselves a seat in F1 next year. We'll have to wait and see. So LMC Josh and Ray Gunman in Sauber, and moving on to the last F2 team, it's going to be Williams. And there we go, Williams. It's going to be the Gamer NL 2000 and FF in 123 hard names in there, but both of them again rookie drivers, and straight on to F2 as they were quick enough for it, which means that there will be front runners, and it'll be interesting to see if any of these rookies, you know, Josh, Ray Gunman, the Gamer NL, and FFIN, let's call him, can challenge the likes of Greenwich Beer, Mitchell, Chill Drive, obviously Robin and Tom Killer, all these last season's front runners. Let's see if they get challenged by these rookie drivers in F2. So good luck to all the F2 drivers. Very interesting car choices to say the least. But moving on to F3 then, it's another highly it was looking the busiest tier in the start of the sign-up phase, but it's actually ended up being the least busy tier with 25 people. Obviously 5 reserves and 24 drivers as always, and we're going to jump straight into the car selections. So let me just see how many people are watching again, and read some of the comments. Will be the 22nd September for F1 and 21st for F2 and F3. Times are the same as last year. Yeah, and some more interesting comments. So no questions in the chat. So we're gonna move on to the F3 car selections right now. It's going to be in the Mercedes. Let me just jump straight into the Mercedes. There we go. We've seen it already 2 times anyway. It's going to be Oscar AM01 and O'Drewy. 2 new drivers. I'm not sure if O'Drewy actually drove last season. I'm not sure because I didn't commentate any of the F3 last any of the F3 races last season except the Abu Dhabi one. So I think 2 new drivers again in the Mercedes. So they got quite a nice car for rookies. You can see, or I can see in the priority list that yeah, indeed, I think they are both rookie drivers as they are very far down in the priority list. So they've got Mercedes. So that's very lucky, if I say so myself, because it's not a bad car, Mercedes, and they are, for the record, 15th and 17th out of 20 in the priority list. So they've got the Mercedes. Let's see what these guys can do. We've not seen them race, or I've not seen them race at all on the track. So good luck to these guys, and hopefully they'll make an impression in the opening rounds of F3. Next up in the Ferrari, we have got Astronauti and Golden Falcon. I'm sure that these guys are not rookies, as they made a good impression in F3 last season, but they didn't quite make the cut into F2. So hopefully this year is a championship winning year for one of these guys, and certainly they're going to be constructors favorites, as Astronauti and Golden Falcon, known along the paddock in F3. They were there last season, and I believe Astronauti was there in season 3 as well, if I'm not mistaken. So very interesting pairing, very strong pairing, and we're gonna move swiftly on to Red Bull. Good luck for the Ferrari lads as well. So in the Red Bull, we have Dave Hayes and Alsan Senegal. Dave obviously racing in F3 last season, another very strong driver. As much as Astronaut and Golden Falcon are, Dave is as strong, if not stronger, than these guys. And Alsan Senegal, another guy which I have not seen race on track personally, so I don't know exactly what his pace is except one time trial track. So that's what the evaluations races are there for. So tune in on 14th and 15th September on this channel with commentary, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see what these guys can do in all tiers. So next up, you have got Renault. Let's see, in Renault, who have we got? We've got Team Veg Gaming and Mr. Steam. So interesting pairing there. Mr. Steam, a rookie, kind of, again, not really raced with us, but commentating in F1, and now he's taking driver duties. And Team Veg Gaming on the other side, he was racing last season, again a very strong driver. I believe F3 will be so exciting this year, guys, so tune into that. Obviously 6 PM, on Friday nights, quite a convenient time for most people, I guess. I don't know, so if you got the time, tune in. It's going to be as exciting as F2 last season. For the guys that tune into F2, it's always so exciting, F2, because people always turn up to races, and I think in F3 we've got so many old and rookie drivers that it will just make it so exciting, in my opinion, honestly. So next up, let's see, in the Force India, who have we got in this pink car? We have got Exogenesis. As I said, the F1 commentator will be taking double duties, and alongside him will be lining up Verstappen RB33. So 2 rookie drivers again. Let's see what they can do. Not seeing them race, not seeing them on track action or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do. And yeah, Exogenesis, the F1 commentator, warm welcome to him, taking double duties. Always good for a league, always helpful for us. So yeah, let's see what these guys can do. Good luck to the Force India boys as well. Let's move on to Toro Rosso now. So in the Toro Rosso, it will be an F2/F1/F3 Season 4 driver. It's going to be Cloudy Balloons and Deadly LFC, a rookie driver, Deadly LFC. Let's see what these guys can do. Cloudy, an interesting driver because he was obviously promoted to F2. He has still got the F2 pace, but he cannot make the time. So F1, he was a bit too slow. So F3 is a place for him for now. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can dominate, or if he is not even contesting for the title. It's going to be interesting to see that. And obviously with their DLFC, always rookie drivers want to show their skills, want to keep improving, especially in F3. You know, want to try and help them here in ERL. So yeah, let's see what the rookie driver can do. Deadly LFC and Cloudy Balloons. Good luck to the Toro Rosso guys. And moving to the last 4 teams of this stream, it's going to be McLaren, Honda. Not Honda, I'm so sorry. It's going to be McLaren, Renault. It's not Honda anymore, fortunately. So it's going to be Calmel and Benjim in the McLaren. Calmel, again, a very strong driver from F3 last season, and Benjim, a rookie. So we've got a lot of former F3 drivers and rookies in the same team, and these are the most interesting teams because they've probably never worked before together, and one of them has experience in ERL, one of them doesn't. So it's going to be super interesting to see if they can challenge for the Constructors McLaren. And we're going to move on to Haas now. Haas, where are they? There we go. Ultim 8, Mustaporo and Lewis Rose 7. 2 rookie drivers. Again, rookie drivers, not sure what they can do on track, but welcome Louis Rose and Ultim Mustaporo. Good luck to you guys, and hopefully you make a good impression. Moving on to Sauber, another interesting team, Alfa Romeo Sauber. It's going to be ERL A and ANG and YTT 637. I'm not sure if you could pronounce it like that, maybe not, but welcome to YTT. Obviously ERL and ANG, another very strong driver. Honestly, I think he could be contesting for the title as well, alongside with the likes of Astronauty, Golden Falcon, Dave, Tim, Mr. Steam, Cloudy. All of these guys can be contesting for the Drivers' Championship, but obviously most of them are on different teams, so that's what makes the Constructors so interesting for me this year in F3, and it's going to make the races so competitive. So Sauber, ERL and ANG, very strong driver. I remember commentating F3 and he had a very good showing there. Yeah, taking either 3rd place or 4th place, I don't remember. And YTT, welcome. Hopefully you perform well in the evaluation races. So moving on to the last team of this stream, it's going to be once again Williams. So Typex 123 and Copter Spiner in Williams. These are the 2 last full drivers in F3. I will be saying who the reserves are for each tier in a minute, so stay tuned for a couple more minutes guys, and then you can leave. So Typex and Copter Spiner, again rookie drivers, welcome guys, hopefully you do well, and yeah, super happy for you guys to join and show your skills in ERL. So moving on now to the reserves of each tier. So in F1, I'm just gonna quickly run through them all. It's going to be in order: Thunder Toms 7 Dust 19, it's Product Guys, Mazes 1997, Medium Pilot 9084, Dutch Tricks, and Puffra is the 7th reserve. So welcome to all of these guys, because 6 of them are new, and Mazda is obviously reserved last season as well. So let's see what the reserves can do this year, and hopefully some of them getting a full-time seat later in the season. F2 reserves, again 7 is going to be Afghanistan in order: RJW Videos, The Smoking Bandit, Young MS24, Zippo, Capophone, and JTX 002 in the last reserve spot. So welcome to most of these guys again. 6 actually again, so 6 new F2 reserves. Sorry, my voice is going slightly after talking for 14 minutes straight. 5 reserves in F3, as I said, the least busy tier somehow becoming after a couple of weeks. So in order it's going to be the Bensei, Salvatore, Big Guns 153, Ivanos 023, and Blecker Brandon. So welcome to again some of these guys, because most of them are former F3 drivers. So that has been it. I'm just gonna take a look at the comments for one last time. If you guys have got any other questions, Let's see, 15 people watching. Most of you guys didn't like the F3 placements. Any questions, guys? Please put them in the chat now so I can answer. Some usual dates are 14th September, obviously the first 2 evaluation races. Hopefully they will be streamed in this channel, so keep tuned at 6 and 8 p.m. this Friday. And obviously 15th, the next day on Saturday, it's going to be the F1 evaluation race, always at Hockenheim for all of these guys. So 60 drivers fighting it out at Hockenheim. Let's see if some of these guys get promoted or demoted even. Predict a world champion for each tier. A driver's world champion. A driver's world champion, I'd imagine. Who wins F1 championship? Okay, you're putting me right into the deep end. I said it is going to be tough. And it's going to be very competitive, but if I had to pick one, it's going to have to consist of a consistent driver, a driver who attends at least 18 out of 21 races, or even more, because that's obviously 75 maximum points you lose if you miss 3 races. So if I would have to say someone, it would be either Lakitu, because he's actually very quick on this game. He's very quick on most tracks on this game. VSL Marquez, of course, 3rd place I believe in the standings last season due to some difficulties, or 4th place. No, it was 3rd place in the standings, so very strong driver. And obviously some new guys which I don't know how they'll go, such as Renner and Alpebal. They're incredibly quick, but I don't know if they're going to be attending races. Who'll win? Okay, so all the championships. Wow. How am I supposed to know that? There's so many rookie drivers in F2 and F3. In F2, I'm going to say it's going to be Grangebeer. But it's difficult, I guess, because Grangebeer, again, didn't have the raw pace to the likes of Tom Killer or Robin. Even Robin was lightning quick in qualifying compared to all the other F2 drivers, and Tom Killer as well. And always the F2 Ferrari drivers have a very good season, and I don't know why that happens, but I think either Tom Killer, Robin or Grangebeer is going to be the champion this year in F2. And then in F3, I have absolutely no clue. Let these guys battle it out. I hope it's going to be an amazing season in F3. I do honestly think that it will be an incredible season. But if I did have to pick someone, it would be Stim, Teamvec Gaming, or Astronauty, because they're all very quick in the last season. And Mr. Stim very quick for F3. Astronauty, 3rd time asking, will I ever win? As I said, one of the 3 drivers on my predictions for the Drivers' Championship. So if you don't win, then I'm absolutely an awful guy at predicting. So yeah, hopefully you do get a race win. Come on, Mike, you're the best. Thank you, Kalik. Robin, yeah, switching to the wheel. I think we're gonna leave it there, guys. Just keep it nice and small, I guess, although it's 42 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna leave timestamps. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys on the 14th of September for the F2 evaluation race, as I will be commentating that alongside Bad Boy. So F3 will be a couple of hours earlier. So on this channel you want to be tuning in at 14th of September, so this Friday at 6 p.m. UK time. So until then, guys, I'll see you next time.